We're stuck with North Korea. Kim Jong-un's little sister arrived at the Winter Olympics, shook hands with South Korea's president. That's a historic show of diplomacy. They've not done that before. Both North and South will field a joint hockey team. Christian Whiten, Banner Public Affairs Senior Vice President, joins us now. Are you buying this? Looks like kumbaya, everybody being happy, getting together. You buying it?
Not really. What I buy is that the North Koreans are in part of their cycle of aggression where they want to extract some goodies from South Korea. Always easy to get. This is very reminiscent of 10 years ago in the Bush administration when North Korea goes through a cycle of acting out and then will extend a fig leaf, if you will. This South Korean government, in fact, the president of South Korea was very much involved with the last round of appeasement. So I think, they're looking to drive a wedge between South Korea and the U.S. and get to the negotiating table.
This could really head south rapidly. I mean, for example, if some North Korean athletes defected, a large group of them, that would not be going down very well with Kim Jong-un. Or if Vice President Pence made some statement about even more sanctions coming, that too would interrupt the love fest, I think. That kind of thing could happen, Christian.
I think so. Well, Pence is doing the right thing. He brought the father of Otto Warmbier, the American who was effectively murdered by the regime. Pence is playing a larger role, just as he did in the Jerusalem decision in foreign policy. He's asserting himself quietly in the administration on North Korea. That's why you saw human rights mentioned, North Korean human rights in the State of the Union, and of course there were defectors there. And he's opening up really a third way between sort of negotiation and appeasement and stagnation or a military strike to actually put political pressure on the regime.
Do you think there's going to be a crunch? And by that I mean the North Koreans launch another missile that flies over Japan, something like that. That would be really provocative. Do you expect that?
I would. It's very hard to time. They usually enter a cycle of docility when talks are going on, but then will act out when they want a better deal. They're pretty shrewd negotiators and often get what they want. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be peace, love, and happiness and sunshine and bunnies from here on out.
Well, we're told that older people in South Korea want to reunify with their brothers and sisters and their fellow Koreans in the North. But younger South Koreans don't want anything to do with them. Is that accurate?
I think so, yeah. Many Koreans have studied the unification of Germany, and that was very expensive for West Germany. Yeah. And North Korea is in a much worse position than East Germany ever was.
It's a mess. It's not going to go away, and it could turn even messier still. That's the last word to you?
Well, yeah, and the other big factor here is, of course, China. And whenever we are focused on North Korea, unfortunately, it tends to take our eye off the ball, which is the systemic threat to the United States, China.
Christian Whiten, thanks for being with us today, sir. I do appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Stuart.
All right.